Mega End harvest that I have with my African Nightcrawlers. Now over here I'm going to go ahead and just open and show you what it looks like beneath the mesh cover. I pulled away some of the shredded cardboard, and as you can see I have some pretty finished material here. It's pretty much all castings, and I haven't watered this for I think close to 2 weeks now, so it's a little bit drier than it normally would be. And I do use some heavy use of the cardboard, so I expect, I have about 15 gallons of material here, and I expect at least 5 of it will probably be cardboard that hasn't broken down all the way. But I use mostly the waste, the juice pulp waste from Fruitful Yield. That's here in the Chicago area, and they are generous enough to let me use their pulp. That's my main feedstock. I mix that with the coffee grounds. This particular Mega End's been going now since before Thanksgiving, and you can see I have some very nice castings all across the surface here. Now what I'm going to do is move on down to the bottom after I've cleared out my shredded cardboard on top, and I've got a couple 5-gallon buckets to make things a little convenient here. Now I've got my drawstrings here. I imagine it's going to be a bit crusty because it's been a while since I've used any moisture. And when I did this setup, I had about 10 layers of newspaper on the bottom. I kind of used the paper mache method. It's going to be a little bit tight in the beginning here till I break through my layer. And just reaching up here by hand, now you can see it's all some of that newspaper, shredded cardboard still. Didn't fully break down. That'll be material that I use when I restart or reboot the bin. But I'll reach up in here, and I'm working through the layers here. It was about 5 gallons of the shredded cardboard. And there I'm starting to feel where I'm getting into some actual vermicompost here. What I try to do is work the sides a little bit. And I've actually got some shallow bins that I'll put this in to dry things out. It actually is, I'm kind of surprised how much moisture there is in here at the bottom. You can see I actually have some, it's kind of wet on, even though I haven't used any water recently. But when you do have as much material as I've got in this particular Mega, well, things don't dry out. This will be great starter material. You can see that. Wow. I'm surprised this hasn't broken down as much as what we've seen on top. There, Tracy, you can see that. But I did start out with about 5 gallons of shredded cardboard, and then over the top of that I put another 10 layers of the newspaper. I just figured the worms would find their way in there. So you can see this is all pretty much shredded cardboard here still. Get this on the surface with a little more air, it'll break down pretty fast, I'd imagine. I've seen where when you have the shredded cardboard and you get it with the moisture, it does shrink up quite a bit. I'm kind of surprised that I'm getting as much cardboard in here to start. I'm almost worked through it now. So this would be good starter material. And you notice there aren't any worms down here. They all pretty much are up toward the surface. I'll reach up here with my other hand. More newspaper. Almost worked my way through here now. I don't mind getting my hands a little bit dirty, but that's just kind of the nature of things here. Oh, here I'm getting some actual castings. Oh, here you can see a few worms in here. This I think I'll put in another bucket because that's broken down a little bit. I've actually set things up with a number of buckets. So we're going to go ahead, you can see just a few worms in there. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And then I'm going to continue to see what else I've got coming. You notice that was nice and compact too. The material on the top is really loose. And now I'm starting to hit the actual worm castings here. I'm going to pull this out. And you can see what that material looks like there. Just a very few worms. Now, I'm hitting what you call finished material. You'll notice it's coming a whole lot faster and easier than what I just went through. I broke through my layer pretty cleanly. Still got a little bit of that newspaper. I'm going to shimmy that back over here, since that's a good chunk of newspaper. Some over here on the side. We'll work that over too. Okay, now, wow. That's one thing about the African Nightcrawlers too, is they do work the material over pretty well. You'll get to a certain point and the material will come a lot faster in this Mega N that I have here. With the Mega N, you do have a lot of airflow. It's made of that Cordura 1000 fabric, a heavy backpack material that is highly breathable. And with the more airflow, of course, you get better worm activity. And now you can see I'm actually hitting some material that is a bit loose now. I might have to be a bit careful so I don't have an avalanche to come through here. Hitting more worms now. This is what, and it's loose. It's becoming loose. When you have the material at the very bottom, it's nice and compact. But here you can see things are coming a little bit more easily now. The worms are increasing in number. I haven't broken, right in the middle where you got the sweet spot. The old worm population picks up a bit. I almost have a little bit more newspaper there. We're going to get that out of there too. Almost have this bucket filled up. We'll get a few worms there on the side, I see. Most of them are falling in where they should be. Good moisture. I'm really surprised how good the moisture is here, even though I haven't watered for about the past 2 weeks. This is the winter time. This is March 14th. So the air is quite a bit drier, of course, this time of the year. Probably one more handful. Now I'm going to grab another 5-gallon bucket here. Things are flowing a little bit easier. One more handful of that cardboard on the side. See if I can wiggle that out of there. Or I should say that newspaper. Alright. Alright, I'm going to take a little, wiggle this out of there. And now you can see the difference in the material from what was on the bottom and what we have in the second bucket. Now I think I'm going to be getting some even better material coming out. Okay, bucket, stay in place for me. Things are going to go a little bit faster now. Working my way through here. I know when I first had these stands, I had the PVC piping It was quite a bit more wobbly than what I have here right now. Ah, it just broke through. I can tell. You can kind of see it's coming a little faster but now. I'm going to have to watch my my level here. I might be watching my drawstrings a little bit here. Hey! Because it's coming a little bit faster. It's nice and loose now. Oh well. Autopilot. Let's close that up a little bit more. We'll get another bucket under there. I'm getting the material's coming a little. Here, we'll shake it a little bit. I closed it up a little too good, I think. We'll open it up just a touch. Just a touch more. Worms have become quite a bit more plentiful now. I'm going to move another bucket into position. Okay, this is my third bucket. And you can see the worms are a bit more plentiful here. And of course the material is quite a bit more loose too. I'm getting right where I was hitting the sweet spot from the Mega end. Alright. Now, this should be hopefully finishing out here on this last bucket. It's pretty much coming out pretty easily now. Let me open things up. I'm counting on this being able to handle what's left in my avocado seed. Of course, that didn't break down all the way yet, but for the most part, have some nice vermicompost here. And of course, I'll be doing this screening. You'll be able to see how much I have left in the end. Alright, ours at the very end now. I'm confident what I've got here is going to hold what's left. Let me open this up just a bit. We'll open up and I'll finish knocking things through. Nice. Whoop! Got a little too ambitious there. A little bit of that newspaper. This could be from my second layer that I had. Put that back in my original bucket. Here you can see some nice worms through there. Alright, finished, almost finished here. A little bit on top. I'm getting a little more newspaper there again. Pick that out of there. Put that in my first bin. Nice worm population. I'll just move up here to the top. You can go ahead and take a peek inside there. And I'll give it a good shaking. But now you can see I've emptied the material that was here. It's all pretty much down below now. And in total you can see all the different castings that we have here. From the first bucket, second bucket, third bucket, fourth bucket. It almost looks like 5 buckets worth of material here. I know things will shrink up a bit once things dry out. And what I'm going to do with the Mega end itself, I do a little, before I do the reboot, I'll clean it up in another 5-gallon bucket. I'll go ahead and use like a little manual wash machine, put a little detergent, work it around, and it cleans up real nicely. Then I'll show you how I reboot the Mega. I'll be using some of that living material that I screen out, the bigger material that didn't break down all the way, and it'll be a good starter for the Mega in the next go around. But that concludes my presentation with the worming Mega and harvesting the vermicompost with the African Nightcrawlers.